Hi, everybody. Again, my name is Audrey Patterson, and I am a sophomore here at the University of Iowa. So, just to go into a little bit of reflection as to what I felt like before this course, I definitely went into this course hoping to not only learn a little bit more about myself and learn more about what I wanted to do with my career, but also just how to integrate myself into the business world because it can be a very scary thing to do. It's scary to put yourself out there, and it's kind of the business world is kind of the unknown. You don't really know what's going to happen with it. But this course definitely made that feeling a lot less daunting. It gave me a lot more tools that I can use to not only prepare myself, but to also learn more about myself. Another thing that I did before this course was when I first started working on looking for internships for the summer, I would only go on LinkedIn and I would type in marketing internship, and that would be the only thing that I would search. I wouldn't really try to dive in deeper or look for more options. I was very set on finding an internship that suited my major, and I wasn't really flexible with that. This course definitely taught me that I have no limits. I really am not limited to my degree, and that there are so many different possibilities in regards to a career choice. And it doesn't just have to be what you're studying. So I think my personal goals have switched from a more passive way of going about my job search to a more active way. I think I've learned to not only search for things inside my realm, but to also challenge myself and to look for more opportunities that I normally wouldn't look for. And that's definitely searching more actively, because if I limit myself to only one thing, I won't be able to grow as a person. And I think having a ton of different opportunities in a ton of different fields will create me into a more well-rounded person. One of the assignments that I really enjoyed was the Focus 2 assessment that we did. It was towards the beginning of the 6 weeks during this course, but I really learned a lot from it. So just a little recap for what this assessment did. It took all five values that you tested for during the assessment and kind of matched them to what career that the program thought that you could do with those values. So the funny thing about mine is that I actually didn't fit or my 5 assessments didn't match me to any jobs until it narrowed it down to 3 of my assessments. So when it took all 5 of my assessments, there were no careers for me. And when it took all 4 of my assessments, there were also no careers for me. So at first, when I saw that, I got a little nervous. I thought to myself, wow, so I'm the type of person who doesn't really fit in a box. And that's kind of scary to me, because I want a career to pop up that's reflecting my values, and I want it to be easy, but for me, it's not. So I really took some time and reflected on my results for this assessment and realized that not only is it a good thing to have a unique set of values, but it also leaves a lot of room for improvement, because I get to not only share that I'm kind of a unique person in my interviews, but I also get the chance to really grow on that, to really grow on the feeling of being unique, because I think that's important in the business world. And I think that if I would go into an interview with that mentality that I do have a lot of unique attributions that I could give to a company, I think that could really help me. And I think that could honestly help me be more confident during my interviews. Another assignment that I really enjoyed was the self-directed career exploration handbook. And just another recap, this is the one where we went through and answered questions on pages about our values, about what we're looking for in a job, what some alterations we could have in regards to searching. And honestly, it gave me careers that I would never expect that I could do. And it allowed me to reflect on which field would give me what I wanted. And I also really liked those little charts that were in this assignment that you could talk about the different factors that go into choosing a job, such as the salary, such as what your family and friends would think of you doing it, and so on. So something that I learned during this assessment was that I actually have a brain that's really well suited for entrepreneurship, which is kind of funny because my parents started their own 6 restaurants from the ground up, so I never really thought of going into that, but it's something that's surrounded me my whole life, so I found it really interesting that this handbook kind of, pushed that out of me. So yeah, I learned that I kind of have like a small business ownership type of brain. I really like to be in charge, and I really like to have moments where I can use my critical thinking skills. I really enjoy solving problems, and I really enjoy looking at problems on a deeper level, not just a surface level. And small business ownership is something that I could do that would really allow me to grow on that skill. I also got advertising for one of my careers, and I wasn't surprised with that one. And I kind of realized the difference between advertising and marketing, and with my new mindset that I don't have to do a career specifically in my major, advertising actually sounded really interesting to me, and I think my plan from now on is to kind of look more into the advertising realm more than the marketing realm, because advertising is a lot of writing, and I love writing. It's one of my passions. So I think, yeah, that's one of probably the biggest thing I learned was that I'm not stuck in any sort of box, and that I need to really take time to allow my brain to travel outside of my major and learn something new about myself. Thanks, guys.